Alright, well guys, how's it going? In today's video, we need to talk about that major snowstorm, which now is far more likely because we're within 48 hours of the beginning of that storm. We also have a now moderate severe weather risk throughout the night tonight for the central United States. So we're going to talk about both of those things within this video. Anyways, before we get into the video, be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. For today's comment of the day, I want to know, what do you think is the maximum amount of snowfall we see with this major snowstorm? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Alright, now let's get straight into things. And first things first, we're taking a look at our simulated radar, and this is going to be from approximately 2 a.m. this morning. At the time of recording this audio, it's approximately 5:38. Actually, it's not approximately, it literally is 5:38. I don't know why I said that, but here we go. We're talking about a nor'easter slash tropical disturbance offshore of the East Coast. I think it seems more like a nor'easter or non-tropical storm. In my opinion, the north central United States is also dealing with a pretty potent storm as well as we speak. We're going to have another low pressure system develop throughout the day today over Texas and Oklahoma. This low pressure system is going to bring that moderate severe weather risk. By the way, with that nor'easter on the East Coast, I am currently seeing pretty moderate rainfall from that here in southeastern Virginia. So that's pretty interesting that one of these is currently impacting me. Now, if you draw your attention to the northwest as well, that is the beginning of that major snowstorm that is going to dip its way into the United States and then kind of redevelop into a much stronger storm. Now, this next frame is by time we're taking a look at about 2 a.m. on tomorrow, by time we're talking about Monday. And as you can see, that nor'easter kind of dies down. The one in the north central United States also dies down, but we have a strong low pressure system that develops pretty much out of nowhere, and it developed pretty much over Texas and Oklahoma, and now has moved up into Oklahoma and Kansas. But that main severe weather risk is going to be to the south and the east of that low pressure system. So we'll kind of indicate those areas in just a moment. Well, actually, right now, I don't know what's up with me this morning, but here's the CAPE, convective available potential energy, or this is thunderstorm food, is what I like to call it. And we're looking for those 1,000 plus amounts, and you can see they will be abundant there for Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri. We're going to have enough CAPE. Those thunderstorms are going to have enough fuel to pretty much get by, to say the least. And here's that total rainfall from that nor'easter quickly. And if you're anywhere in the grays, greens, or blues, you're under an inch. Those yellows and reds is the areas that are above an inch, or maybe even in the 2 to 4 inch range if you're in the reds. So for Virginia, coastal North Carolina, that's basically it for 1 inch plus with this storm from this point forward. Now here is that severe weather day one categorical outlook here. And as you can see, again, a moderate risk is now there. If you're anywhere in the darker greens, it's a marginal risk, so we expect some isolated severe weather to be possible, but not necessarily likely. The slight risk region, which is that yellow area, is where we expect scattered severe weather to be possible. The orange region is our enhanced risk region, and that is where we expect some more scattered to possibly slightly widespread severe weather to be likely within that region. And then the red region is where we expect widespread severe weather to be likely. Now that's basically it. So south and east of Oklahoma City, and including Oklahoma City, right on the fence there, we have a moderate risk of severe weather, and we do expect things to get pretty bad. So what we're going to do in a moment is move on, take a look at those individual risks, the wind outlook, hail outlook, tornado outlook, and then we're going to start talking about that major snowstorm. Now here is that day one wind outlook, and if you're anywhere in the greens, there is 2 green regions. You have a 5% chance within 25 miles of a given location of damaging wind. If you're in that yellow region, that's a 15% chance within 25 miles. And then we have a red region there as well, which is our 30% chance of damaging wind within 25 miles of a given location. It's also important for me to note that I might go live later. I am going to try my hardest to go live later, but I don't know if I will for sure be able to go live later. So it is a maybe as of right now, but I'm going to try my hardest to be live for you guys. So be on the lookout for that. There's always great streams up here on YouTube from other weather YouTubers as well that are excellent sources as well for just nowcast type situations, just taking a look at the radar. So regardless, you guys will be taken care of. Day one hail outlook here, as you can see, We have a 5% chance within 25 miles of a given location of hail within those two green regions, a 15% chance in that yellow region, and then a 30% chance there within that red region. Then we also have that significant hatched region there as well, which is where we expect 2-inch diameter hail or more to be very, very possible in there. So we're going to be watching for that, of course. That's obviously some very, very large hail. And we're going to need to really, really watch that closely. That is definitely enough to cause damage. Now, here is our tornado outlook, and this is the main reason I want to go live, because our day one tornado outlook, we have a 2% chance within the two green regions, within 25 miles of a given location, of a tornado occurring, a 5% chance of tornadoes within 25 miles of a given location there in the brown, and then a 10% chance of a tornado occurring within 25 miles of a given location there in the yellow, and then a 15% chance of tornadoes occurring within that red region as well. We also have the hatched region, which indicates EF2 and above tornadoes are very, very possible. So we're going to need to watch for that, of course, as well, because that is a larger tornado, and that is going to create some hazardous conditions potentially, and for sure if one does occur, but the possibility is there for major tornadoes today. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're finally going to talk about that big snowstorm and a second severe weather outlook for that similar region as well. So very interesting things coming up. All right, now here we are taking a look here, and this is going to be by about tomorrow morning at about 6 a.m. We can already see that heavy snowfall developing for Nevada, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. If you haven't caught on already, we're close enough now to where this storm is happening. These models have been so consistent and consistently without shift with this storm. It's been actually very impressive, and it gives me hope for this upcoming winter that we're going to have really, really good model guidance, because this one they have handled so nicely. I'm sure by now all of your local news stations are showing this storm and talking about it, as well as the Weather Channel, which is good news because that means everybody is getting the most up-to-date information. We've been talking about this storm actually here on Direct Weather since 6 days ago was the first time we basically featured the possibility for this storm. That's October 3rd. So actually it's 7 days ago, but YouTube says 6 days ago. But yeah, so we've been talking about this one a very, very long time. Obviously, my confidence wasn't as high back then, but it is higher now. Let's go ahead and talk about, I would say, 8 p.m. tomorrow on Monday, October 11th. And as you can see, this low pressure system dips down a little bit. We begin to get some snowfall there for California, areas further south in Nevada, and also areas there in Utah. But this thing really begins to develop by the time we're reaching about Tuesday at 6 a.m. because we have heavy snowfall for Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming by this point, especially Wyoming and Montana, as well as Idaho there. Now, by the time we reach about, I would say this is about 8 p.m. on Wednesday, October 12th, we could still see that heavy snowfall ongoing for Utah, Colorado, New Mexico now, and then Wyoming and Montana. And then by the time we reach about 6 a.m. that next morning on Wednesday, October 13th, we still see the heavy snowfall there for Wyoming, Colorado, even maybe trying to mix in with Nebraska and South Dakota, although that is a little rarer this time of year in the lower elevation regions. And by the time we reach 8 p.m. that night on Wednesday, we could see that snow is, again, trying to mix in there on that South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming borders there, but should generally be coming to an end. Now, to kind of highlight that severe weather risk, we do have some storminess that will be going on Wednesday, October 13th, there from Texas up through Kansas and Nebraska. That is going to basically create a severe weather risk on day 3, which is going to be Tuesday, October 12th. And again, let's go over these risk areas. If you're in the darker green, that's a marginal risk. Isolated severe weather is possible. Slight risk there in the yellow, which means scattered severe weather will be possible. The orange region is going to be more in your scattered to widespread severe weather being likely there from Oklahoma up through Nebraska, cutting straight through Kansas, and we're going to need to watch that risk as well. Now here is the total snowfall according to our European model real quickly. I'm sure a lot of you are curious about this, and it is still very, very large amounts. If you're anywhere in the blues or grays, you're under 6 inches of snowfall, so more of a smaller snowfall event for you guys out there. If you're in the purples, it's 6 to 10 inches. The pinks are going to be 10 to 20 inches of snowfall, and you can see the pinks are the most abundant color on screen. And then we have kind of those pastels showing up for Montana down through Wyoming as well. And that is where we're expecting the potential for 20 to 30 to even 40 inches of snowfall. This model is indicating 40 inches plus is likely, but mostly 20 to 30, I would say, in those pastels being possible. So a very, very large snowstorm for this time of year for you guys. For our confidence tab today, we've moved up to a 5 out of 6. There is a couple things I'm uncertain about that I talked about in this video, but not much. I am pretty confident in a lot of it. For today's comment of the day, I asked you guys yesterday in our winter thoughts video, do you think this winter will be more of a back end or a front end winter? And Thomas Kempton said, I think back end. Then January and February, frigid and snowy. Thank you. And no, thank you for leaving a comment. I like that. January and February, I hope it will be frigid and snowy. For my region, I really want some snowfall for sure. For today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons. Bill Crates, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Lair the Pan, Mandy Birchfield, and Patrick Strickland as well. I would also like to thank our diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Codalesa, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Cindy Klein, Alan Goodmaben, Bill Dallas, Gary's, John Colisi, Dwight Phelan, Stephen Kernenthal, and Thomas D. Barr as well. If you'd like to join this very awesome Patreon screen of the day, do so by joining our very amazing Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comments down below. I would also like to thank our channel members, Catbite, Stephen Finn, and Jeremy Cox as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I'll see you guys in the next video.